Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Maria and I'm here with another live session, Feldenkrais for Courage. So, make sure you are comfortable and warm. Have something under your head just for comfort. Today we're going to work on the pelvis. This is a beautiful movement to feel your body, to feel your pelvis, to feel your spine. It's an excellent exercise for helping realigning the pelvis and the spine and addressing issues that you may have in the pelvis and the spine. So you don't need to see me. You just need to make sure you can hear me well. So make sure that your the sound is high, so that you can hear me well. So try not to move to watch what I'm doing. Try to just feel, hear, and then do what I am guiding you to do. And the most important thing is that you feel the movement in your pelvis and the spine. So remember, this is your me time. It's yourself, your body, and your breath. Nothing else matters. So make sure that the door is locked and that you're not going to be disturbed by anyone, the postman, the phone, the cat, the dog. Be present in yourself. Nothing else matters for this time we're going to be here together. All right, so let's lie on your back. And to start with, just take a moment to feel yourself. If you can have your legs long, have your legs long. If you can't, for some reason, you can keep your knees up. All right. And just for a moment, take time to feel yourself against the floor. This is something that we don't do very often, to feel ourselves and to just allow gravity to hold our body. So feel yourself against the floor. Notice, how does it feel today to lie on the floor? Notice how your lower back feels. Have a sense for your breathing. Don't do anything special. Just notice what's there for you today at this moment. And bring your attention to your pelvis and the contact of your pelvis on the floor. Notice one buttocks and the other one, both sides of your pelvis, and notice how they are touching on the floor. Are they symmetrical? Are they equal? Or does one side feel more in contact with the floor than the other? Maybe one side feels larger or smaller. Maybe one side feels heavier than the other. Just notice. It's very normal that you may have a difference between one side of your pelvis and the other, because it's all to do with those misalignments that we create as we go through life. Okay, so it's very likely that you feel that your pelvis, either side of your pelvis, are not the same. One side is different to the other. Just notice that. Notice your lower back. Notice that gap in your lower back, how big or how small that gap is. You can bring your hand either side of your lower back and just feel that space. Maybe there is a space, maybe there isn't. Just notice that for a moment. And bring your hands on your pelvis, either side of that bone, either side of your pelvis, that bone that sticks out in your pelvis. Just place your hands there on the top. Make sure that your hands and the arms are comfortable. So place your hands wherever it's comfortable, okay? In your pelvis, either side of your pelvis. Feel that bone. If you have your hands on that bone, feel that bone. And one maybe sticking out a little bit more than the other. Again, all part of those misalignments that we create as we go about life because of many things, crossing the legs, sitting for too much, injuries, giving birth, loads of things that happen in the body, lots of, mainly a lot of partial habits, the way we sit, the way we stand. Just notice, just have a feel for those bones that stick out in your pelvis. Is one more predominant than the other? Is one sticking out more than the other? Is one higher than the other and one lower than the other? Just notice, no judgment, no too much thinking about why and why not. Just, it's there, so just be present to it. All right, and then bring your feet on the floor, knees up. Keep your hands on your pelvis if that is comfortable. If it's not comfortable, then just have your hands either side of your body, of the pelvis, okay? Otherwise, just keep your hands resting on your pelvis so that you feel your pelvis as we exercise. All right, now that you have, excuse me, now that you have your feet on the floor and the knees up, the feet and knees are apart from each other, hip distance apart, more or less, wherever it feels comfortable for you. And now notice the back of your pelvis against the floor. Notice what feels different from before, with the legs long. Have a sense for your for both sides of your pelvis, the sacrum, the bone in the middle of your pelvis, the coccyx. All right, and from here we're going to start moving the pelvis, rocking the pelvis, so that you move the pelvis and you arch the lower back a little bit more. So move the pelvis towards your knees, towards your feet, and arch the lower back. So you're moving through the hip joints, you're rocking the pelvis. So move the pelvis a little bit towards your feet so that you arch your lower back a little bit more. You exaggerate that arch in your lower back because you're moving the pelvis towards the feet. And then bring it to the middle and move the pelvis towards the head so that you flatten your lower back on the floor. And we're going to work with this movement throughout. And you're going to do that many times. So rock the pelvis back, up and down. So towards your head, when you move the pelvis towards your head, you flatten your lower back on the floor. When you rock the pelvis towards your feet, you arching, you exaggerating that arch in your lower back. Allow your feet to press gently on the floor to help you to make this movement with the pelvis. And just notice that movement in your pelvis. Be present in yourself. And notice how the pelvis moves back and forth or up and down. Notice the movement when you rock the pelvis towards the feet and you arch the lower back, and then when you move the pelvis towards the head and you flatten your lower back on the floor. Back and forth. So this is not a Big movement is a small movement, a gentle movement. We're not here exercising for the sake of having big muscles. We're exercising to realign the body, to adjust the pelvis to its a normal adjustment, to its what's the word I'm looking for? To its natural state. That's the word I'm looking for. So all these Feldenkrais exercises are all designed to uncrook the body, to get rid of pain, discomfort, aches. And once you do that, then if you are into heavy training, lifting weights and doing yoga, this and the other, Pilates, it's fine. But first, uncrook your body. First, do these gentle movements to adjust the body to its natural state. Alright, so you're rocking your pelvis back and forth with the help of your feet. Feel your feet gently press on the floor as you rock your pelvis up and down. Now I want you to start paying attention to your head. Can you feel your chin moving up and down? So as you arch the lower back and the pelvis goes towards the feet, your chin comes closer to your chest. When you rock the pelvis towards the head and you flatten your your lower back on the floor, your chin moves away from the pelvis, from the chest. Can you feel that? So you're not moving your head is moving as a result of you moving the pelvis. Feel that movement. And that is happening because your pelvis is attached to your spine and your spine is attached to your head. And feel the movement moving up towards your spine, to your head. Feel the movement traveling up as you move the pelvis. Breathe in and out. Slow, gentle movements to uncrook the body, to reorganize the bones. Okay, let that go and rest for a moment. Just come to stillness. If you want to lengthen your legs, you can do that. If you don't, just keep your knees up. Okay, let's repeat the same thing, rock the pelvis back and forth, but now I want you to make a little bit more of an effort with your head and exaggerate that movement of the head a little bit more. So before you were just moving the head, or the head was just moving with the pelvis. Now I want you to move the head a little bit, so make a little bit of an effort to the head, so the head moves a little bit more. So bring the chin towards the chest a little bit more when you arch the lower back, and move the chin away from the chest when you flatten the back on the floor, the lower back on the floor. Okay. So I want you to exaggerate this movement in the head a little bit more. Okay. So don't only let it move with the pelvis, but just move a little bit more. Exaggerate that movement in the head with the pelvis as you rock the pelvis up and down. Breathe in and out. So lift the chin a little bit more as you flatten the lower back on the floor, and move the chin a little bit more towards the chest as you arch the lower back. And exaggerate that movement in the pelvis as well, as you arch and as you flatten your lower back, okay? Don't go fast, so I'm not asking you to go fast with the movement, I'm asking you to exaggerate the movement. But keep a nice and slow pace. Carry on with that. Now I want you to start involving the breath with the movement. So as you exhale, you're going to squeeze the belly in ever so slightly and flatten the back on the floor and look up with the chin, with the eyes and the chin. Look behind you. And then as you inhale, allow your belly to inflate and arch the lower back and bring the chin towards the chest. So exhale as you move the pelvis towards the head and the chin moves up away from the chest. And you inhale as you move the pelvis towards the feet, you arch the back and the chin comes towards the chest. There's a lot to think about, there's a lot of things for you to keep you present in your body. And move with the breath. So don't move, don't exaggerate, don't rush the breath to meet the pace of your movement of the pelvis, but allow the pelvis to move with the breath. So allow the breath to guide the movement as opposed to the other way around. And so you can't go fast. You have to go with the breath. Make sure that everything is relaxed, that your jaw is relaxed, the shoulders, everything is relaxed. So make sure you're not tensioning anywhere, which is a very common thing for us to do because we're not thinking about it and we're just making, you're just tensioning without reason, without thinking about it, without feeling it. So make sure everything is relaxed. The facial muscles, the jaw, the shoulders, the chest, the pelvis. If you do these movements with tension somewhere, then it won't be as beneficial as, because then the muscles are not relaxed enough to allow the bones to move. So everything needs to be relaxed. All right, and let go, lengthen your legs if you need to, if you feel you need to. Just take a moment to let go everything. All right, now bring your feet a little bit closer. If you have your legs long, so bring the knees up again. Bring your feet a little bit closer to your buttocks, as close as they can go, but still keep the distance between your feet and your knees. Hip distance apart, more or less. So your heels are close to your buttocks, as close as they can go. Do what you can. They don't need to touch, okay? And now you're going, and this is only to give you enough, for the feet to give enough support for what we're going to do next. What we're going to do is just listen carefully. You don't need to look at me, you just need to listen carefully. You're going to press the right foot on the floor and you're going to lift the right side of the pelvis without moving the left side, without lifting the left side of the pelvis, okay? And then bring it down. So it's only a tiny little movement. You're only lifting a centimeter or so, because if you lift too much, then the other side of the pelvis wants to lift, and we don't want that, okay? And bring it down, and then do the same thing on the other side. Press the left foot on the floor and lift a little bit the left side of the pelvis and bring it down, and you're going to do that a few times. So you're rocking the pelvis now from side to side. Press the foot on the floor, lift that side of the pelvis, bring it down. Press the other foot and lift the other side of the pelvis. So you're rocking your pelvis from side to side now, as opposed to up and down, okay? And as your pelvis lifts a little bit away from the floor, feel your knee moving away from the pelvis on that side that you're lifting, and down. And do that a few times, rocking the pelvis from side to side like a boat. Press the foot, lift that side of the pelvis. Press the foot, lift the side of the pelvis. Only a tiny bit. If the other side is lifting, then you're doing too much. Then you're lifting too much. One side needs to be down as the other is up. Breathe in and out as you do this. Carry on from side to side, rocking the pelvis from side to side like a boat. And again, it's very likely that one side feels very different to the other. One side may feel heavier. One side may feel stickier. Just notice those differences. Breathe in and out as you lift one side of the pelvis at a time. So as you lift one side, the other side is nicely grounded. Okay, take a moment to rest. And now do the same movement, exactly the same movement, but do it a little bit faster. As faster as you can. But again, make sure you're only lifting one side at a time. Allow the respective knee to move away from the pelvis a little bit. Breathe in, breathe out. Just move as fast as you can. Rock the pelvis as fast as you can. All right, and let go. Take a moment to rest. Okay, now we're going to repeat that, but we're going to do a little bit different. So what you're going to do is you're going to press the right foot, lift that side of the pelvis, the right side of the pelvis, and then press the left foot and lift the other side of the pelvis, so that now both sides are up. Stay there for a moment, and then slowly and gently bring the right side of the pelvis down, keep the other side in the air, touch down with the right side, and then touch down with the left side. Okay? Let's repeat that. Press the right foot, lift the right side of the pelvis. Then press the left foot and lift the left side of the pelvis, so that both are in the air now. And then slowly bring the right side of the pelvis towards the floor, and then allow the left side to follow down. Okay? Do that a few times. Up, both sides up, down, both sides down. Do that a few times. One side up, then the other follows, then the other side down, and then the other side follows. So You always start with the right and the left side follows what the right is doing. Staying behind a little bit. Do it slowly and gently and feel that movement in the pelvis. Breathe in and out. So don't cheat by lifting one side of the pelvis and then allowing the other one the other side to lift straight away as well. He stays down for a second and then he lifts. And then you bring the pelvis down while the other side stays in the air for a second and then you bring it down. Breathe in and out. Okay, let go and rest. And now we're going to repeat the same thing, but start with the left side of the pelvis. Okay, so this time the right side of your pelvis is going to follow the left side of the pelvis. Okay, so lift the left side, press the left foot, lift the left side of the pelvis, and then allow the right side of the pelvis to follow up. It doesn't need to be high. And then bring the left side of the pelvis down, and then allow the right side of the pelvis to follow. Okay, and carry on this way. Don't rush, because if you rush, then you're gonna lose the momentum. You're gonna lose the delicateness of the movement. I'm not sure. I know exactly what I'm trying to say. It's not coming words very easily, very fluently. What I'm trying to say is that make the movement precise. That's what I'm trying to say, make the movement precise. So you need to make it small, because if you make it too big and too fast, then the movement won't be precise any longer. And again, notice the differences between your left side of your pelvis and the right side of the pelvis. Okay, let go and rest. Now let's do what we did at the very beginning. You're gonna rock the pelvis up and down, exactly the same thing. And just notice how that movement feels now. Does it feel different from before? Can you feel more your spine? Is your head moving organically? Maybe move a little bit more organically, meaning you're not making your head to move, you're just allowing the head to move with the movement of the pelvis. Breathe in and out. All right, and let go. This is the end of this live today. Bring your legs long and just, before you bring your legs long, keep your knees up and the feet on the floor. Bring your hands alongside your body now. And just notice, press the feet on the floor for a moment and lift the pelvis in the air, both sides of the pelvis, and gently just bring it down. And just notice how your pelvis now is touching down. Does it feel different? Please make sure you let me know below your comments, your experience. Share it with me, with everyone else in the community. Please let me know how things went for you. What did you feel? What changes did you notice? And then lengthen your legs, and again just notice how does it feel to lie on the floor now comparing to before. Notice how your pelvis is in contact with the floor. Does it feel a little bit more balanced? Alright, so you can stay lying here for as long as you want. And I'm going to finish this live here. Thank you so much for being here. And please make sure you share these videos with people, with your friends and acquaintances and family, anyone that needs to uncrook their bodies, which is probably 99% of the world. Uncrook and to realign the body for less pain, for better posture, and living more comfortably in the body. And I'm sending you lots of love and lots of courage, and I'll see you at our next live, which is Monday at 2 p.m. UK time. Thank you. Bye bye now.